Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Madam Hafiza, my name is Hanie FAREYSHA binti HASSAN, and today I will be presenting the data analysis for my research title, Tenant Satisfaction on the Affordable Housing Program in Johor Bahru. For the introduction, affordable housing program in Johor Bahru are meant to provide homes for low and middle income families, but just building houses is not enough. This study looked at what makes tenants satisfied in Johor Bahru affordable housing. We want to identify which services matter most. Next is discussion on the findings. For Section A, demographic information, this is gender distribution. The sample consists of 34 respondents with a relatively balanced gender representation. Males slightly outnumber females, comprising 52.9%, which is 18 individuals compared to 47.1% females, which is 16 individuals. This near equal split suggests that the survey captures perspective from both genders, minimizing potential gender bias in the overall findings related to housing satisfaction. Second, age distribution. The respondent group is predominantly composed of mature, working-age adults. The largest cohort falls within the 29 until 39 years old age bracket, 38.2%, followed by those aged 51 and above, which is 26.5%. Respondents aged 40 until 50 years old account for 23.5%, while the youngest group, 18 to 28 years, is significantly underrepresented at only 11.8%. This age profile indicates that the findings largely reflect the experience and satisfaction levels of adults in their prime working and family formation years, who are likely to have stable housing needs and longer-term perspective on living conditions. Thirdly, racial composition. The sample reflects Malaysia's multi-ethnic society, with Malay respondents forming the largest group at 41.2%, followed closely by Chinese at 38.2%. Indian respondents constitute 20.6% of the sample. This distribution suggests that the survey results represent a culturally diverse cross-section. Number 4, occupational profile. The occupational distribution shows a community primarily engaged in formal employment. The private sector is the largest employer, 35.3%, followed equally by the public sector and self-employment, 26.5% each. Students constitute a small minority, 11.8%. This profile indicates that most residents are economically active and likely to prioritize housing stability, affordability, and services that support daily working life. The presence of self-employed individuals also suggests a need for housing environments that support small-scale entrepreneurship or work-from-home arrangements. Next is resident status. A clearly majority of respondents, 64.7%, are homeowners, while 35.3% are tenants. This high rate of ownership likely through affordable housing schemes such as Rumah Mesra Rakyat, implies a strong sense of long-term commitment and investment in the housing community. Homeowners may have different expectations and satisfaction drivers compared to tenants, particularly regarding maintenance, property value, and community engagement. This distinction is important for housing managers to recognize when addressing resident concerns. Next is Section B, Household Information. Number 1. Housing Program Type. Residents are distributed across 4 main affordable housing schemes in Johor Bahru: Program Perumahan Rakyat (PPR) and Rumah Mampu Milik Johor (RMMJ) are the most common, each representing 29.4% of respondents. Rumah Kasih Johor (RKJ) and Rumah Prihatin Johor (RPJ) follow at 20.6% each. This indicates that the study's findings are not limited to a single program but provide insights across multiple types of affordable housing, enhancing the generalizability of the results across different administrative and funding models. Next is housing type. Terrace house are the most prevalent housing type, 47.1%, followed by apartments and flats, 20.6% each. Townhouses are the least common, 11.8%. The dominance of terrace houses suggests that many affordable housing units in Johor Bahru are designed as landed properties, which may influence satisfaction related to privacy, space, and outdoor areas. This significant portion living in apartments and flats highlights the importance of shared facilities, building management, and vertical living considerations in overall satisfaction. Next is location of housing. Respondents are spread across various neighborhoods in Johor Bahru, with notable concentrations in Kempas 17.6%, Permas 14.7%, and Taman Siti Indah 11.8%. Other areas such as Pasir Gudang, Skudai, and Taman Peling each account for 8.8% of respondents. This geographical dispersion ensures that the findings are not location specific but reflect a range of urban and suburban contexts within Johor Bahru, each with possible different access to services, transportation, and community dynamics. Next is reasons of choosing housing. Strategic location emerged as the most influential factor, cited by 23.5% of respondents as a sole reason. However, housing choice is typically multifaceted. The most common combination of factors is strategic location, house size, and price, 17.6%, followed by location, size, price, and facilities, 14.7%. This indicates that while location is paramount out, affordability and adequate living space are nearly equally important in decision making. Facilities such as playgrounds or parking are generally secondary considerations, often valued in conjunction with other factors. Monthly household income. The majority of households, 47.1%, fall within the 2,501 until 4,850 ringgit income bracket, which aligns with the target demographic for affordable housing. Another 32.4% earn between 4,851 and 6,000, while 20.6% earn below 2,500. This income profile confirms that residents are primarily low to middle income earners for whom housing affordability remains a critical concern. The financial burden of housing costs, including utilities and maintenance fees, is likely a significant factor in their overall satisfaction. Lastly, length of residency. The community exhibits high residential stability with 44.1%, having lived in their homes for 4 until 6 years. Another 26.5% have resided for 1 until 3 years, and an equal proportion for more than 6 years. Less than 3% have lived there for under a year. This stability suggests that respondents have substantial experience with their housing environment management and community, making their satisfaction assessments well-informed and reflective of longer-term conditions rather than initial impressions. Section C. Tenant satisfaction towards affordable housing program in Johor Bahru. Number 1. Satisfaction with house size. Satisfaction with house size is characterized by widespread neutrality, with 61.8% of respondents holding neither positive nor negative views. Among those with defined opinions, satisfaction 35.3% far outweighs dissatisfaction 2.9%. This indicates that while house is Section C, tenant satisfaction towards affordable housing program in Johor Bahru. Number 1. Satisfaction with house size. Satisfaction with house size is characterized by widespread neutrality, with 61.8% of respondents holding neither positive nor negative views. Among those wide-defined opinions, satisfaction 35.3% far outweighs dissatisfaction 2.9%. This indicates that while house size is not a major source of delight for most, it is also not a significant pain point. The design and allocation of space in affordable units appear to meet basic expectations without exceeding them. Next is satisfaction with layout and design. Similar to house size, satisfaction with layout and design is dominated by neutral responses, 61.8%. Positive sentiment, 32.3%, is more than 5 times higher than negative sentiment, 5.9%. This reinforces the conclusion that the physical design of affordable housing in Johor Bahru is functionally acceptable to most residents, though there is limited enthusiasm. There may be room for improvement in optimizing space usage, ventilation, and livability without significantly increasing costs. Satisfaction with cleanliness and maintenance. This area reveals significant dissatisfaction, with half of all respondents, 50%, expressing negative views. Only 29.4% reported satisfaction, while 20.6% were neutral. Poor upkeep of common areas such as stairwells, corridors, and outdoor spaces is a clear and pressing concern. It directly impacts residents' quality of life, sense of safety, and pride in their community, indicating a failure in routine maintenance management, and possibly underfunding or neglect in service delivery. Other than that, satisfaction with management responsiveness. Management responsiveness is the most critical deficiency identified, with 64.7% of residents dissatisfied and only 20.6% satisfied. The high level of strong dissatisfaction, 29.4%, underscores a severe breakdown in trust and communication. Delays in addressing repair requests, lack of feedback, and perceived indifference from management appear to be major drivers of tenant discontent. This finding highlights an urgent need for reforms in how housing management operates, particularly in terms of accountability, efficiency, and resident engagement. Lastly, satisfaction with public transportation access. Most residents, 67.6%, are satisfied with public transport accessibility, while only 5.9% are dissatisfied. This, combined with the high satisfaction for basic amenities, confirms that the housing schemes are well connected and support mobility for work, education, and daily needs. Effective public transport access reduce living costs and improve quality of life, particularly for low-income households without private vehicles. Next is reliability of survey instrument. The Cromba Alpha coefficients for the satisfaction-related item is 0.871, which falls within the good reliability range. This indicates that the survey questions consistently measure the underlying construct of tenant satisfaction across respondents. The high reliability lends credibility to the findings and suggests that the pattern observed, such as low management satisfaction and high amenity satisfaction, are robust and not due to measurement error. Conclusion: this study reveals that tenant satisfaction in Johor Bahru affordable housing depends heavily on both physical conditions and service quality. While residents are generally satisfied with basic amenities, public transport access, and housing designs, significant dissatisfaction exists in maintenance, cleanliness, and most critically, management responsiveness. The data clearly show that effective housing management characterized by transparency, empathy, and timely action is the strongest predictor of overall tenant satisfaction. Therefore, improving resident well-being requires more than just providing housing units. It demands ongoing tenant-centered management that addresses services gaps and fosters trust between residents and housing authorities.